Hey everyone, it's Vintage Vinny and welcome to another haul video. Everything that I'm going to be sharing with you today came from a trip to Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. So Dad and I are always looking for new places to go, new flea markets, new thrift stores, new peddlers malls, you name it. And at the Gettysburg outlets, if you are in that area, I think like once a month they do like a kind of like a flea market kind of a thing in one of the parking lots of the Gettysburg outlets. It's if you want to know what to expect, it's basically antique booth dealers selling their inventory outside, kind of like an outside sale. I don't know who it was hosted by. But anyway, so we went there. I spent $30 on basically the 4 items that you're going to be seeing. Don't worry, I've got more because I went to some other shops too, and I thought you all might like to see that as well. So yeah, there wasn't really much for me to purchase at the outdoor flea market. It was a lot of like retail prices. There were a couple of deals to be found, like usual, but nothing like I would find at a flea market or even a thrift store, or, yeah, even an antique store. So let me show you the 4 items that I picked up at the outdoor market. I did pay up for this like yellowish colored 5-finger vase. I got that for $10. Unusual color. I'm not sure if I will be offering that up at a sale or if I will be, or if I'll just put a flat price on it. Have not decided. You guys know me and coastal items. I love finding the old enamel painted brooches. This one is a sailboat. That is definitely going to be for me because I love stuff like this, so I had to pick that up. And funny enough, this reverse convex silhouette I actually saw on eBay and I was going to buy it, but it went up a little too high for me, and then lo and behold, when I wasn't expecting it, I find it again at this market. So I ended up getting both this and this brooch here for 10. Originally, this was 4, and then this one was 8. I think, yeah, because it was originally been 12, and I just said, hey, would you do 10? And the guy said, sure. So, scored this for $5. Very deco. Reminds me of Scott. I've got a thing for silhouettes. I don't know why. I think it's because I remember my grandmother having some of them in her bedroom. And long story short, I think in like the early to mid 2000s, she had her room painted and redone. She had it in like the early 2000s style of like the flea market style, if that makes sense. So she had old purses, she had the silhouettes, she had an old vanity tray with her perfume on it. I remember all that stuff. You know, like I could picture the room right now as we speak. So that's probably why I like the silhouettes so much. And plus I like some of the fun images like this right here, like a gentleman smoking a pipe in a big 30s chair. I mean, that is definitely Scott to a T. So I got those 3 items. And the only other item that I got at that outdoor flea market is this Glow Corp Santa Claus head, similar to a blow mold. This is much thinner plastic, so as you can see, Santa's beard is a little bit broken here, but you know what? This is old, and it is going to be loved for many years to come, so I am looking forward to having this up on display at some point. The cord is there, but I'm not sure that I'll use it. I don't know that I necessarily trust the electrical component on that, as it's broken, so I may just get one of those like puck lights and put it in there instead. Plus it saves me from having to buy light bulbs. So that was definitely a great pickup. So right up near Gettysburg, there is a small little town. Well, it's not really small, but it's a small, I guess you could say like a smaller community. It's called New Oxford, Pennsylvania. There's a lot of antique stores there. Well, there's a few antique stores. There's also a German Christmas shop that's open up all year. And yeah, so there's a few places that I like to go there. We visited a place called the Black Shutter, which it's kind of like a junkie store. There's a mixture of both new and old items. Of course, I try to focus on the older stuff, but sometimes I find a nice new piece that I didn't really know I needed. So like I said, I spent $20 there, and doesn't look like much for $20, I promise you. I did buy my dad's one thing for $1. But I did get something really, really cool that I hope you all are going to like, and I think it's a showstopper. So they had a bunch of salt and pepper shakers. I mean, they've got decently priced things, and then they have stuff that's kind of like, okay, this is a little much for what the store is, but nonetheless, you just never know what you're going to find in there. So let's go ahead and check that out. These, I'm not sure if I will be saving for a sale with Scott of the Old Curiosity Shop. I will be going up and visiting him the week before I leave for the beach. Same as last year, pretty much. So I got those. And these, I think, are probably from the 1940s. I'm not sure who made them, but they are fantastic. If you have, like, red and cream, or if you want to put these out at Christmas time, you absolutely could. They're heavy pottery. I did pay up for this because I wanted it for myself. It is a killer cool moth crystals tin. It's blue and green. You guys know I love those colors. And this, I will say, was full of crystals, and it stinks. I did rinse it out a little bit. As you can see, there's still some water in there, and some the crystals. I put the crystals in a bag and sealed it because I knew if I didn't, it would stink. So I'm gonna let that air out, and then I'll put the lid back on it. And then these, for whatever reason, I have a hard time finding them, but I did get this doll stand, this metal doll stand, and that is an older one. Not that it really matters. I do have an old doll that looks like Elizabeth Taylor, so it's probably 50s or 60s, and I wanted one that I could have to display and, you know, hold her up. Because she's dressed like Liz. She has the Liz Taylor haircut of the, you know, mid-50s, late 50s. So I saw her, and she'd been at this antique shop for quite a while, and then I decided to go ahead and buy her. So that was definitely a great find. But let me show you all the showstopper of this trip to the Black Shutter Antique store. So I spotted this wedding photo in a corner, and I just thought it was amazing. I love the lady's flowing dress and the dude's very dapper tuxedo. It's in a very old, ornate looking, well, not ornate, but definitely an older frame. So I spotted it, and I was like, this is really cool. I would love to have this. I think this would be awesome to put out at Halloween. Maybe put some of those like little rubber sticky thingies all over just to kind of spook it up a little, because it is an old wedding photo. And I just thought it was so neat. I mean, let me see if I can get a close-up for you all. Look at that. Isn't that just amazing? Could not resist that. So right in the same strip as Black Shutter, there's a store called Unique Upscale Resale. It's got a lot of newer items, like newer artisan type items. Like sometimes you see them in antique stores. And there were a couple of spots with some older things, and these paper dolls caught my attention. These are wedding paper dolls from 1943, and they are unused. Let's see if I can open them up real quick. I mean, like, look at that. Completely unused. Never been cut out. I mean, just look at those outfits from the early 40s. That's just amazing. And then here's the back. It looks like those are all the people. Love, love, love that. And I don't normally look at paper dolls just because, you know, there's a lot of them out there and, you know, most of the time they're used and played with like they should have been. But I saw these and I was like, you know what, let me just look these up out of curiosity and see if they're worth anything. So this one, unused, sold on eBay. I think the last one sold for about $52. So I was tickled pink to be able to find those and get my hands on that one. This other one here is Girls Department. It's got 3 dolls. And I don't remember if this one has a year on it. Let's see. Oop, that's not in focus. I don't remember seeing a year on this one, but you get the idea. It's unused. Very, very cool. This one is much heavier cardstock than the other one. But they are unused, and that's really cool. I will, of course, be looking that up to make sure. Those were made by Lowe, by the way. Ooh, that's not in focus at all, is it? Because of the glare. There we go. That's better. So that was a good find as well. Again, unused. So I will be doing some more research on that just to make sure that it is worth picking up. Well, I mean, it was. Obviously, I took a chance on it. Took a chance on the wedding one, too. But I was really surprised to see that it sold for that much. And that concludes this video from my trip to the Black Shutter Antiques and Unique Upscale Resale in New Oxford. Let me know down below in the comments section what were your favorite items from this haul.